Today we're welcoming in some guidance from our highest selves, our connection to oneness, welcoming the frequencies of peace, joy, and love, welcoming messages, but also I have a song for us to vibe out to for a little bit. Yeah. I just wanted to clear the space. Hi from Canada. Welcome, welcome. My name is Susanna Sun. I'm here to channel through some frequencies, but I felt to share my preparation today by dancing, so let's hang out. So we're practicing letting go of any stuck energies. Especially breathing deeply really helps move the energies. Especially practicing opening the chest and the heart space really helps to work with the heart and the breath. Working with the hips, of course, goes more into the sacral center. Any shame or blocks into creativity, you can release those through hip spirals, right? I need one of those like little necklace hangers. Honestly. There's some realness for you. How to prepare your energy, how to clear your energy, especially empaths, highly sensitive people, neurospicy friends. It's very important to release energy. All right, welcome to this live channeling that I am also recording to post. We are looking today into the collective energies of love, peace, and joy. So anyone who is feeling like that is part of their mission, that they're wanting to experience lives of more luxury, where we are able to fully accept the energies around us and to transmute them and to feel peace with what is. So these are some of the people who faced the darkest things. And because they've been able to transmute even that, we come into a state of deep healing. Transmutation of even the hardest energies, right? So let's get into the reading here. Anybody who is with me live here, if you do comment, I will be able to see and connect with your energies. If you're watching the recording, the same goes there, because of course we're tapping into source energy here, which doesn't abide by the restrictions of time. Welcome, welcome. Okay. So again, this is a collective reading, which means that if you are here, you feel attracted to this energy, then this is for you. We are going to be looking at love specifically because it's what's coming up the most in our collective during the month of February that we're currently in. So we are going to be looking in that direction and exploring not just relationship in a typical romantic sense, but any love-related sense. And I had at the bottom of the deck accidentally flipped upwards here the card of 29, and it says forgiveness. Nothing can be gained by holding on to past disappointment. So this is for everybody who has just arrived here, everybody who is tuning in for the replay. This one's for you. And you get to transmute it into your own specific situation. Forgiveness, I learned from a Blackfoot elder as our willingness to give. What are we willing to give for your freedom, he said. So you turn the word backwards. Instead of forgiveness, it's what do you give for your freedom? And that is so relevant, I think, in our ability to move forward. I also heard today, I've been channeling this message continually for a while, but I heard it again today, that the gateway, the key to the gateway from one level to the next is in your ability to say no. If you are detached and fully willing to receive at the same time, that's when you become the perfect match to that energy. Yeah. I also see this image there, this corner of the water pouring through the hands. The water I see as the healing force of the feminine, right? And flowing through her hands almost has this like, it's hard to catch her right now, you know, it's hard to hold her. So she's kind of flowing through, and we're having this overflowing experience in the emotional world as well, which is symbolic of this 29 that tells us about the end of a cycle, something that we're grieving, perhaps an old story that we're letting go of. So let me know if you relate to that as our kind of behind the scenes glimpse before actually diving into the full reading here today. So that's really cool as like a kind of little peekaboo card that came through for us. But I would like to get deeper into the actual tarot here and start asking questions. So if you have questions that you would like to have answered today, whenever you are here seeing this, please pop them in the comments and I can add your questions to the readings, okay? So this is one of the ways that you can work with me for free. And it does help other people too, because your questions actually help other people, because we're all reflecting each other. We're all in a wave of ascension together. So as we go through it and we feel those waves, whatever you're experiencing, as you express it and we talk about it here, it helps everybody who's connected to you, including everybody who's here live or watching the replay. So you're welcome to share your thoughts, your questions, your experiences in the comments, and I do bring them in, and it does help me to tune into you. Okay, so let's see, first of all, just a little card pop out there for us to give us the general energy right now for the Divine Feminines. We have the Six of Pentacles in reverse, which is an imbalance, of course, in our stability. So we are in this process of figuring out what stability actually means. I will note that this is not the 4 that you might currently see as stability. This is 6. So 6 being kind of a taboo number, actually, associated with the goddess frequency, which also can be sometimes associated with fear, right? And so there is this kind of like idea of the 6 being connected with satanic rituals or something like that. But it's actually the Lover's card, and it's this sort of balance. So that's the truth of what the number 6 means. And in this current state, we're in a resistance, which is why those negative frequencies came up, right? Because we're in a state of resistance to our own inner balance. And the inner balance we can talk about as the yin and the yang, the left brain, right brain, the masculine, feminine, right? We're talking about fertility, absolutely. Thank you for bringing that in. Because when we're in the full union of these energies, that's when we're in our most fertile state, not just literally, but also in terms of business projects, our willingness to create new things that help people. And definitely, yes, there with being able to be magnetic to the people that we want to connect with romantically, right? That is the balance that we're looking for and feeling like is currently kind of evading us, right? Like, where is it? I know I have it inside of me, right? Like we see it right here, but it really does hit this kind of deep longing that we have, right? So let's look at why there's an imbalance there. I do see, we could talk about this polarity experience of the duality and coming into union consciousness, meaning activating whatever it is that you're looking for, like being able to manifest the pregnancy or the relationship or the business, whatever it is that you're wanting to create, right? So let's look at where is the gap right now that's it's not working right now. Oh, wow, that's fascinating. The Four of Wands. So in terms of actually manifesting, like creating something real in the physical, not necessarily just the child, right, but also the creative processing, right? Our ability to bring anything through into the physical. The Four of Wands is definitely an inspirational card, but it's also most commonly associated with the twin flame mission, which is a specific mission about this unionization of polarities, right? So we can talk about it from the Zen Buddhist perspective of union of our yin and our yang sides of ourselves. We could also talk about it from the Kundalini perspective, or the more Hindu origins of the Nadi chakras and the ascension path of union within through the practice of yoga and breath work. We can also talk about the Four of Wands in this very kind of esoteric sense of it being this idea that there is a deep, meaningful mission that we're here to serve, about bringing love into the planet. And I often talk about that because this is part of my mission, that we're inspiring people. Our choices, we're walking with these flames in our hands, right? Torches guiding people through the darkness and out, back into the light, finding their own torches, lighting each other's inner fire and passion. This is part of the experience that is the light workers' grid work, right? We're seeding not just wellness in the physical body and in the mental body, but we're putting out these energies of illumination inside of ourselves, of activating the truth of who we are and our authentic expression of that. And the missions that we're here to create are often these really beautiful projects and ways of sharing our gifts, our offerings to our communities, right? To support each other, to serve this collective mission of experiencing support and being together in the experience, and of lighting each other up, celebrating each other. It speaks of unconditional love in its core message. So really, really beautiful. Whoever is relating to this message, thank you for being here. Welcome, welcome, welcome to anybody who's newly popping in. Let's talk about competition. Okay, thank you so much. So there's this block that has arisen about are we going to be able to actually accomplish the things that we want to accomplish? And are there other people out there who are just kind of doing it easier than we are? Like, why does it feel so hard for us? These kinds of questions. So let me know if you're relating to that. If you have anything to add on to that kind of question that has been rising for us recently. It also is popping up as a sisterhood wound, right? We're feeling this kind of like, am I good enough kind of experience. Okay, so kind of hiding in the middle of the deck there came out the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Wow, so it's like, it's like waiting for the clock to strike midnight for Cinderella. That's how it feels. And it's like, we're running out of time. Man, it's really frustrating. Like, where's the chariot? Where is this movement that we've been waiting for? So let me know if you're feeling that one. I definitely know that there's a hope that we're holding on to in terms of the manifestation, the coming through of whatever it is that we're asking for right now, whatever we're speaking into existence. And part of this is actually speaking, right? There's an integration of putting it out there, like, this is what I'm looking for. This is what the whole picture looks like. And then kind of retreating back into our shells and being like, yeah, but, I'm just gonna, be whatever over here in my old patterns. So we do have to fully step into it and fully embrace the truth and speak our truth so that people can hear us, right? We're practicing using our voices, even though we're simultaneously remembering how we've been silenced, right? We're realizing our history of why we've been so silenced, why it's hard for us to use our voices. So as we go through that process, we're practicing opening our throat chakras again. We're opening our sacral chakras again, which is our creativity, our fertility, right? We're embracing womanhood deeper than we ever have before. So that's really what this feels like. But again, we have the reverse. So let's go a little bit further, guys. Let's look at what's the reverse. What's the hold up? Why are we in this kind of pause energy? Because I do feel a lot of us really restless right now. Let me know if you feel that one. Yeah. What's the resistance? And then we get the Empress, and she's like, hello, you are the literal embodiment of fertility. The goddess lives within your body. You're a physical manifestation of that energy. The womb is the physical manifestation, the God source connection into the physical realm, and it lives within your body. And you're asking these silly questions, right? That's kind of the energy. Really, really empowered, this version of ourselves underneath all these other layers of uncertainty and this kind of questioning that we've been going through. The seed of light, the torch that we're holding, is this remembrance that we have divine frequency living within us, literally, and that we're able to tap into that anytime that we desire. Okay, so let's explore that a little bit. So this is the real juice, is about developing our psychic ability, developing our spiritual gifts, whatever that is. So if you have a spiritual gift, or if you have a mental disorder, those are the same things, actually, many cases, most cases. So let us know, what is your gift or what is your diagnosis, depending. For me, I have quite a few, but I love my ADHD, which means that I'm able to hop around in a bunch of different topics, read multiple people at once. So let's dig into that a little bit further. Let me know if you related to that one, you guys. Pretty funny. Okay, so right at the heart of all of that, connecting ourselves with kind of the weirdness or the starseed entity kind of vibes, we're going cosmic, right? We're starting to look at this bigger picture of what it is that we're doing here. And we have the 10 of Pentacles. So I want to connect this one with something that's been coming up frequently, which is the Mary Magdalene codes and the women who are priestesses, the natural priestesses of the earth, of the elemental alchemy, the sexual alchemy, right? These are the physical embodiments of goddess that live on the earth. And this is their state of being, is the 10 of Pentacles. So when we are in full union with that part of ourselves, this is what we experience as well. You see, her position is actually submissive and humble. And you see she has her protection right there behind her, by her side. She also has a treasure chest. She has wings, right? This is the full picture. This is the version of us that is really standing in our glory and understanding at the same time that we're only here because we built this together, because we've been part of something bigger, because we're ready to move on to the next cycle, right? It has a very holistic feel to it. So that's, again, the more this energy that we're stepping into, we're progressing into. Let's see a little bit further of how we're progressing ourselves. I'm seeing specifically to ask about within the dream space. So let us know if you have had any dreams recently that kind of stood out to you. And this will be related to that. Let's see. Quite literal coming through, a page of air being a message of some sort, like communication. And you see it with the angel here, but in reverse, it definitely looks like a fallen angel, right? We have this kind of like, woo, arrow kind of thing happening. So the message not really coming through, but it's definitely, it's literally dropping, but it's not necessarily clicking. It has this feeling of like pointing us in that direction. Yeah. And the direction being inward, right? You can see this arrow going into the heart. That would be, excuse me, I'm like bumping the mic there. It's got this feeling of pointing inwards, right? Exploring the depths. And I will also say that I'm seeing here a reference to the firmament, right? The layer, the impenetrable layer of the earth, and actually the ability to transmute beyond dimensions isn't into outer space, it's actually inward. So you can go into the core of the earth, or you can go into the core of the self. And this is also what you could refer to as, in more classical psychology terms, as the inner journey, the underworld journey of the Jungian philosophies. So yeah, it's a beautiful cosmic exploration into this message of who we truly are. And let's look at that question there, this, who are we really? Who are we really? So let me know if you relate with that question. If you have an answer to that question, I'd be very curious as well. Well, it feels very peaceful. Yeah, and this is a repeat as well, keeps coming. Yes, this is for you, definitely. Thank you for being here. So we are collectively experiencing this. Anybody who is here or who is watching the replay of this will be experiencing their own version of this. And when you add your energy, it taps me more specifically into you, whatever time you happen to do that with. This is the heart of who we are. And we've been feeling it coming up a lot recently. It's like a remembrance of our burning heart, the sacred heart, the passionate part of ourselves that we just cannot tame, will not tame. You know, this also has this kind of rebel energy, right? Where we're like, I just can't follow these old structures of what used to be. It just doesn't feel good. And I'm not here for that. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to bring something new through. And this is the true inspiration of the heart-centered beings. You see us, we're the solar beings. We are the stars of the planet. We're the ones that are walking around holding light out for everybody to see. That's who this is. So if you're relating, that's for you. And you know who you are because you shine so bright and people are like, man, you're blinding me right now. I want to go back into my little hole. So it's an amazing energy and quality to have, but we do have this in kind of like this reverse situation, which means that we're not fully stepping into how powerful we are yet. We already know how powerful we are, but we haven't fully stepped into it yet. So that's part of the process. And we keep on getting these reverses because of that. So let's keep going. So this one just fell out. I don't really have a question associated with it, but let's see what's coming up. Oh yeah. So the Queen of Earth, this looks like, it looks like one of the earth giants, right? So one of the beings who were a combination of the gods and goddess energies, right? The beings from other planets, the star seeds, interbreeding, which wasn't supposed to happen, with human energy, with the beings who are of the earth, the elementals, right? The earth beings, the queens of the earth, right? These are the earth beings. So this interbreeding happened, creating the giants. And this is what she looks like to me. So you can see she's partially beast, right? And that's the nature of the wild woman, of the earth woman, the woman who is deeply connected to the roots of her creative energy. So really, really powerful, feminine. And I feel this as a part of ourselves that we're leaning into, we're remembering as well, because there's a royalty lineage in that storyline of the giants. And so I don't know if you're connecting with that energy, if you have it in you or whether that's somewhere around you, it's really interesting. And yeah, you can pop questions in any time. And if I catch you in the replay with a question, I can just bring it into the next reading as well. So let's see. Okay, there's something new wanting to come through. I do want to bring in the Rose Temple. So I've been requested to go deeper into the Mary Magdalene story. So I have both the Rose Oracle and the Isis Oracle to go into those. Yeah, we have all of the planets direct right now until April. So kind of this unhindered 8 weeks, I think, of kind of flow. You know, lots of change can happen during that time. I saw it visually as like a restructuring of the systems, starting with the power systems. So it feels like overwhelm, kind of like feeling drowned or like pushed out. So people working in the financial fields, I'm curious if you've been noticing that kind of energy around power, politics, right? We see this kind of overwhelm, intensity kind of thing. Yeah, we can definitely talk about careers, because the power is related to career as well. Our ability to be in our power, be in our empowerment is commonly a career-related experience. I mean, you know, it's multi-experienced, but okay, so very similar energy, whispers of Mother Earth, creativity, ideas, inspiration, artist, writer, channel. So one of the main messages repeating right now for us to help us in creating this new experience of abundance for ourselves is the reminder that we are not meant to work in the old systems, the patriarchal systems, the masculine frames of work are not functioning or functional for women. And so we're starting to learn how to create new systems that are flexible to support us. It's really amazing. And this isn't just about career in a sort of structural way. It's about career in terms of creating new things, new ideas, new projects, ways of doing things that hadn't been used before. So it's really this innovative energy that comes through us, but it doesn't come through in the old method. It comes through because we're doing it new. So it definitely has this rebirth energy. Yeah, we're definitely doing things ways we've never done it before. You know, the versions of us that were trying really hard and kept on like pushing through, even though it felt sometimes like we were just like banging our heads against the wall, that is the old story that's really dying away. You know, the headache of the rat race, that's it's really starting to just fall away for us. Like, that's not it, you know? So we're starting to find these new situations, being invited into new opportunities, creating new opportunities that, yeah, maybe had never existed before. Like, you're looking around you and you're like, hey, we really need this type of thing here, and I could do that. So yeah, we're creating positions for ourselves. We're creating industries even, right? Because we're transitioning through the ages right now, and the innovative possibility is so vast. We have the sacred waters, nourishment, replenishment, health, rest, and self-care. Again, receiving these messages that our progress is in less effort. The way that we're going to access the next level is by stopping trying. It's like, yeah, so I'll show it as this vision that I saw it as. So you see the water at the bottom level here, and then this light at the top level. So these are the two different levels, and we have the figure 8 like this. So the bottom level here is the power dynamic that I was referring to earlier, and the top level is shining, like being your brilliant, radiant self. So as we are traveling and we're integrating both of these parts of ourselves collectively and personally as well, in our careers or in our fertility or in whatever business, whatever it is that you're creating, right? We have these two parts that we have to integrate, both the power as well as your willingness to be seen and to shine and to like really be out there and be visible and vulnerable. So we're learning how to pull these two things together and to really give ourselves permission to see how powerful we are and to show other people how powerful we are as well. So it's really a fun process. Oh, okay, so pulling a little bit deeper again for the goddess energy. This is going to go into the light language world for the psychic beings living in the astral realm who would like to experience some sound healing. If you don't know what I just said, then you can just hang out because it sounds pretty. So you're welcome to just let it go through your heart rather than feeling like you have to understand everything, yeah? We have first the divine guardian, protection of the winged mother, again in reverse with this like falling angel, like the angel is coming right to us, which is really beautiful if we're talking about fertility, because we definitely have that like stork kind of feeling, right? Like Isis definitely is the divine mother, so there she is as a guardian, protection of the winged mother. Really beautiful, definitely like coming earth side feeling. So we have that first, and then we have stay true and be in your power. Osiris and Isis, Lord and Lady of divine authority. We have the staff in her hand, one of her wands. So we can pull this into the question about passing tests and whether we are like in our full empowerment. The staff being a reminder of the responsibility. So we get access to these next levels in our careers and in our progression when we pass these tests, literally, metaphorically, or spiritually. Maybe this is in astral, or maybe it's literally in school, but the staff that you see here is a reminder of the responsibility of that. And so once you fully accept the responsibility and you take that staff in your hand, it's like your wand, right? It's a commitment to the responsibility of what it is that you're engaging in. And once you have that energetically, then you have access to the certificate or the label or the whatever initiation is that you're looking for. So that's the energetics of that one. Really amazing feeling of stepping into our power, and also the service role that really is, right? We know ourselves to be stepping into that level because of our deep soul calling to be in service. Maybe I'll pause here to say hello from me. When I'm channeling, I get in these, kind of pathways, and I'm just, exploring and sharing whatever comes through. So sometimes I have to come back to being human for a second and remind you and myself that I do offer personal support as well. So if you would like to connect with me, you can do so in the link that you see around me in my work. You'll see it in my profile or in comments, things like that. And I also have a free play shop there. So anybody who's wanting to dive into healing that actually feels good and then works with the nervous system and the physical body, as well as the energetics and the spirituality development, right? Then you can access a free play shop called BLISS KEYS in my link as well. So I do have lots of things coming up right now, including a live event this weekend for Galentine's for anybody that's in Calgary. I think we're sold out for those tickets already. And then I have a goddess temple opening as well, which is really exciting. I have a live option for that in person. And then I also have a recording and a live stream of monthly goddess ceremonies. So that's coming up. Okay. So I still feel a message coming from Isis. There she is. Okay. So this is really the root here that we're diving into now. The juice. Again, we have her wings, and we also have Sekhmet, the cat incarnation of her. It's called the Temple of Carnelian, entering the fierce belly of Sekhmet. Ooh, yeah, really beautiful to pull questions about Valentine's into this one. This is the carnelian is a reference of the sacral chakra, the sexual energy, sexual healing. So this is definitely a romantic card, and we'll answer any of those romantic questions that you might have right now. So pop those questions about romance or love into the comments, and we'll dive into it. Okay, so there is this sort of seductive energy I see with her, her dressing, and this kind of like confidence and showing up in this full like, hello, you know, that's kind of how I arrived on this live today, dancing and just like being fully present in my body and just feeling the flow of the energy moving through the body. You know, this really beautiful, activated Kundalini awakened woman. And our embodiment of that is coming, right? Whether you've been practicing it or whether it's totally new for you, it's been coming. And we've been feeling it kind of weaving itself into our experience, right? We're inviting it in deeper and deeper, this kind of like serpentine surrender, right? So it's really, really beautiful, and it's giving us access to our power. So again, this is the countercultural revolution of the woman that's happening right now, of, you know, actually the most revolutionary thing that we can do right now is to plant and experience peace and love and joy, because that's the opposite of the war energies that are happening for a lot of people collectively right now. So the most powerful thing that we can do to counteract that energy is to experience the opposite of that energy. And once we have collectively enough of us experiencing peace, love, and joy on a daily basis, then the collective energies are able to shift so that we have that momentum in that field. So that's the intention of creating it collectively. We start with ourselves, and then that influences the other people around us to do that. And that's very much this energy. It has also the flame energy that keeps coming up, the wands, right? The inspiration, the passion, the fiery heart. These are all referenced, and Sekhmet is also, you know, that lion, that Leo energy, right? It's very much about like shining bright and being fully bold and authentic with who we are, right? So we have that burning through us, and we're fully accepting it. Like, we know that this is who we are, and we're not willing to compromise any parts of ourselves anymore. So it's really an empowering place to be.